Good day everyone, I'm Rex Jawa. I'm the first presenter in a group team. Our topic is all about the climate change and the environmental intended learning outcomes. At the end of the section, the student should be able to explain climate change and its adverse effect on the environment of society, promote the significance disaster preparedness in the face of natural disaster, and discuss the value of conserving and preserving environment to address the impact of the climate change in the society. What is the climate change? So if you can show the picture, there are different types of climate change. You can say the burning fossil fuel, El Nino, flash flood, and forest fire. So climate change is a range of global phenomena caused by burning fossil fuels that heat trapping gases to the Earth's atmosphere. Climate change refers to a long-term shift in temperature and weather patterns. So, also climate change is this shift may be natural, but since the intense human activities have been the main drivers of climate change. The greenhouse effect is a natural process that warms the Earth's surface. When the sun energy reaches the Earth's atmosphere, some of the reflect back to the space and some of absorbed and radiate by greenhouse gases. Carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane, water vapor, chlorofluorocarbon are the some of the greenhouse gases that are responsible for the existence of life on the Earth. Without these gases, Earth will be a freezing point of the life one. So, deforestation is also pointed as a culprit to this adverse phenomenon. When forest land is destroyed, carbon dioxide is released into the air, this increasing the level of along-wave radiation and trapped heat. Deforestation also affects biodiversity because damage in the rainforest results in the destruction of wildlife habitat. Vegetation that can cause climate change. Moreover, it also causes soil erosion, fever crops, flooding, and increased greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Also, some to the human activities may lead to the increase of greenhouse gases pollution, overconsumption. One of the example in the melting of ice caps in the polar region of the Earth that cause dilution of salt in the ocean and the eruption of natural ocean current. Ocean current control the temperature by bringing warm current into the colder areas and colder current into the warmer areas. The eruption is the activity can result of extreme changes in the temperature that may affect global or regional climate pattern. The melting of ice caps also affect albedo, the ratio of the light reflected by any parts of the Earth's atmosphere. Snow, with the highest albedo level, reflects sunlight back into the space making the Earth color. When the snow melts, the Earth temperature rises, resulting in the climate change. The second one is acid rain. When sulfur dioxide or SO2 and nitrogen dioxide or NO2 react with the particulate matters, dry and water vapor, with acid deposition occurs which causes surface water acidification and the effects of chemistry. Thermal inversion. Ay, today. Thermal inversion. Thermal inversion occurs when the air near the surface of the Earth begins cooling. The surface is losing more heat to the space than it is absorbing from the sunlight. Thermal inversion are more common where there are light or weak winds, or there are the air mass with the high pressure. High pressure causes air to sink. El Niño is a climate pattern that describes the unusual warming of the surface water in the eastern tropical Pacific Ocean. El Niño is a warm phase of a larger phenomenon called the El Niño Southern in Oscillation or ENSO, and is a cold phase of the ENSO. Is a pattern that describes the unusual cooling of the region's surface water. El Niño and La Niña is considered the ocean part of the ENSO.
Good day, everyone, especially to you, sir. So, my topic is about environmental awareness. Awareness is one way to decrease the generation of CO2. Solar power is one of the cleanest forms of energy because it does not emit any greenhouse gases. It also produces no harmful byproducts. So, solar power is the conversion of energy from sunlight into usable electricity. Solar power is a renewable and sustainable source of energy that has many benefits. It reduces our reliance on fossil fuels, which are finite resources that harm the environment when burned. In addition to being environmentally friendly, solar power can also save you money on energy bills. Overall, solar power is a clean, renewable, and cost-effective option for generating electricity that has many benefits both from the environment and for consumer. Wind power is another form of renewable energy that has been used for centuries. So, wind power, it produces no emissions or populations, and wind is virtually unlimited resource. Ang wind power kay pwede man installed sa land or offshore o pwede magamit nga tig-generate sa kuryente para sa balay, businesses o mga communities. However, wind power does have some limitations. Wind power are depende sa availability sa hangin. And their output can vary depending on wind speed and direction. They can also be noisy and have visual impacts on the landscape. Hydropower plants run much the same as coal-fired power plants does. By turning turbines with the force of water, hydropower facilities produce electricity. So, hydropower, a form of renewable energy that harnesses the power of water to generate electricity. This is achieved by using the energy of falling or flowing water to turn a turbine, which drives a generator to produce electricity. Ang hydropower kuno kay naa siya negative impact sa atong environment. Kay ang construction sa dagko nga dams kay makahatag og displacement sa mga tao og sa wildlife, and can alter the natural flows of rivers rather. And lastly, the geothermal power uses heat from the earth to produce electricity. It works well in areas with high temperature because the temperature differences between the hot rocks under and the surface creates an electric current. So, ang geothermal power, mao ni siya type sa renewable energy nga gagikan sa earth natural heat. So, this heat is produced by the hot molten rock and magma deep within the earth's core. It is also a reliable source of energy that can provide electricity 24/7, unlike solar and wind power, which are dependent on weather conditions. So, let's proceed to Kyoto Protocol. The Kyoto Protocol is an international agreement that extends the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC, in which the Philippines is one of the signatories. This was adopted in 1997, but the first commitment period started in 2008 and ended in 2012. It is estimated that by 2050, the world will have approximate 80% of reduction on CO2 emissions. So, Kyoto Protocol is an international agreement that was adopted in 1997 and came into the force in 2005. It is a legally binding agreement that commits its signatories to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions in an effort to combat climate change. The Montreal Protocol is another global agreement set to protect the stratospheric ozone layer by phasing out the production and consumption of ozone depleting substances, ODS. So, the protocol aims to help the ozone layer recuperate from the hole it was attained due to increasing presence of ODS in atmosphere. So, Montreal Protocol is an international treaty that has signed in 1987 and it's designed to protect the Earth's ozone layers. The protocol was created in response to scientific evidence that showed that the Earth's ozone layer was being depleted by the release of human-made chemicals such as chlorofluorocarbons into the atmosphere. The main object of the Montreal Protocol is to phase out the production and consumption of ozone-depleting substances, ODSS, such as CFCs and halogens. Thank you.
So hi everyone, I'm Justin Binabar, and for now, I will be discussing all about disaster risk management. So, disaster risk management is the application of disaster risk reduction policies and strategies to prevent new disaster risk, reduce existing disaster risk, manage residual risk, contributing and strengthening the resilience and reduction of disaster losses. So, risk redu- yeah. So, disaster risk management though guys is all about how we process to prepare for this disaster that possibly come into our country or society. It is all about how we deal with the human, material, and economic impacts of disaster. So disaster risk management, guys, is very important because it associated with disaster effects in lives, livelihoods, and health impact the in our economic, physical, cultural, and environmental well-being of individuals, communities, and countries. So that's all, guys. So disaster risk management daw is all about like itong kuan is all about we're making process to prevent the disaster that possibly comes into our country. Thank you. Bye bye.